All right, we're back, Tony. I got thirsty. Guess I could have done that before I started recording, but what do you expect from me? All right, so now we're going to start working on this tentacle. So let's go down to view, get that front view so we can look at your sketch again. Okay, so we got it coming out this way already. Now we got to do a quick turnabout and have it come across his front. I totally got that. Okay, so hit tab, do face select. So go down to face select, right click on that face. I am going to hit extrude, E, bring that guy out. I'm going to rotate him. In this case, I'm going to do RZ to constrain it in the Z mode, which is the vertical. So RZ, rotate. I'm going to do E, extrude again. I'm going to do RZ again to constrain it. I'm going to do a quick G to grab this in, like so. Going to hit A to deselect. And what I want to do now is I want to come down here and do vertex select, A to make sure nothing is selected. So I double click the A when it's all highlighted. This literally means everything is highlighted, selected. So A to turn that off. C to get the circle select tool, click on those guys, and I'm going to G, grab, and bring that in a little bit. I like that. Now I'm going to R to just start to rotate this whole thing a little more. G, bring that in. Then I want to grab these guys here, so I'm going to do C to add, deselect, and I want to get these two guys here too. So I need to rotate to get a view where they're not overlapping with any other vertices. Do C, click, select, whoa, shoot, and I did exactly what I didn't want to do. So I undid that selection. C, select that guy, make this smaller, select that guy, boom. Right click to deselect. Go back to this top view. Come back here. Trying to get myself all oriented. All right, there we go. So what I want to do is I want to now use G to grab this, bring this all out a bit, put it about right there. Now I want to rotate all of this a little bit as well. Going to G again to put it into place. Okay, I'm liking that. I'm going to A to deselect everything. Then I'm going to C to get the circle select. I'm just going to grab the vertices that define the end of this tentacle, and I'm just going to do S to begin to scale that down a little bit. I'm going to do A to deselect everything, then I'm going to C again to just select the front part of that, the end of his tentacle. Hit S to scale it down a little bit again, right there. Then I'm going to hit E to extrude that out, quickly do an R because you got that rather aggressively turning in, and then G to bring that in. Going to S to scale that down. Going to R to rotate it a bit more. Going to G to bring it in a little bit. Going to E to extrude. Going to R to rotate again a little bit. G to bring that there. Nice. Okay, so now I'm going to scale that a little bit, bring it down. Going to hit A to deselect, T to tab to go to object mode, Command S to save. Then I want to go to that front view, just see, I've been totally winging it these last few steps, so I'm going to go to your front view and see how closely that's matching our sketch. So, it's a little hard to see with the way the image is overlaid, so I'm going to come over here to the navigation panel, come down to that front image right there, and then you can control the opacity of that image right here in this slider. You can make it more transparent or gone, or completely opaque over the image, so, or over the model. So I'm just gonna like see what's going on here. Okay, that's cool. So I have this tentacle coming off way over here. You had it coming down much closer, much more in. And then I have this part of the tentacle getting too thin too fast. So let's look at what the model looks like. See, it's interesting because the top of that tentacle is almost in line with your sketch, but the bottom isn't. So I think that's how I'll fix that part, is I'll just come in and I'll grab the vertices or the edges on the bottom here and pull that down. But first, before we go that route, well, let's do that first, now that I've looked at it for a second. So I'm going to rotate, going to hit Tab to go to the object mode. I'm going to turn off that X-ray view of the vertices. I am going to come over, go to the Face Select tool, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select these bottom faces of the tentacle, right click on that one, then I can shift and right click again, select the other one, come back here to the front view, I'm going to grab the Z arrow to bring it straight down like so. Now I want to hit A to deselect. I'm going to go to Edge Selection tool. I'm going to see if I can just zoom in so that is Control, scroll with the mouse, and then I'm going to move it up by Shift, scrolling with the mouse, zoom with Control again, and then I'm going to see if I can grab this edge. It's not going to let me because I need to go to that X-ray mode to do that. So I'm going to hit A to deselect that. Click on this little button to make all that the edges transparent. Click on that one, and then this next one back here, parallel to it, is the end of the tentacle. So I'm going to shift right click to get that as well. Kind of use the Z arrow to bring it down about right there. So this part is good, but that one needs to come down some more. So I'm going to hit A, come in here, grab that back edge, bring it down a little bit. Let's hit Tab, and then let's go to front view. See how that lines up with your sketch. Not bad. Can actually come down a bit. We're still a little fat here. So maybe, well, plus you've got perspective going on in your drawing, so we might just leave that for now. Let's now come over. I'm going to shift and drag on top of my mouse to get to this view. Now I want to try and get the shape you have going on here, which means I'm going to have to move this tentacle in a lot. So, rotating a bit, I'm going to zoom out just a tiny bit, not a lot. Move by using the Shift key and swinging that mouse. Hit Tab to go into edit mode. So a couple things going on here. I'm going to try and talk you through. So this edge is going to control how thick the very end of that curve of that tentacle is. So bringing that in is part of what we want to do. So I'll do that first. But then you can see that as I'm doing that, it all kind of pivots from that edge there. So that's going to be the next thing we move. So I'm going to bring this in a bit. And I'm going to right click on this edge. And I'm going to bring that in. Ooh, that's where things get dicey. Okay, so I'm going to pause right there. So what's going on here is
yeah.